Hello, welcome to Quilt in Color. My name is Shalina. Have you ever wanted to take a break from quilting? Or did you just lose your quilting mojo? What I like to do when that happens is to do something else creative. In this video today, I'm going to show you this painting that I made using a scrap of lace that I had in my house. This is not a tutorial because I really I'm not that good at painting, but it's just something that lets me take some time off to do something different, and I think it turned out pretty good. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I made this lace painting. Let's get started. Normally, when you see this beautiful piece of lace, you're expecting to see something that I can show you. I'm using the lace to fancify whatever it is that I want to show you. But today, that's not what we're doing. Today, we're going to work on this piece of lace directly. Today, the lace is the focus of the video. This is a piece of lace that I got from a thrift store. But you can see here that it's been cut up already, so it's not an actual whole piece. But it's got some beautiful edging, and it's got some beautiful flowers on it. So today, my plan is to cut up this piece of lace and smear paint all over it, and hopefully I'll be able to make something pretty out of this. I saw a video on another YouTube channel where they did 30 days of paintings, and each day he would present a different kind of painting, a different way to make a piece of art. I really like the idea of taking a piece of lace and painting it over. And this piece of lace is actually long enough that even when I do cut out a piece, I can still use it to fancify whatever it is I want to show you. But I can also use a part of it to fancify a piece of canvas. So here's the piece of canvas that I have. Here's the piece of canvas that I have. It's 12 inches by 16 inches, which is a nice size, I think, for this. So my plan is to cut off a piece of lace that's just big enough to fit this, and then I'll just staple it down and then paint it. Hopefully the sacrifice that I'm making to the lace will be worth it. This is pretty cheap canvas. There's a little bump on it here already. You can see that some of this canvas isn't stretched properly. But I think it'll be fine because when I cover it up with the lace, whatever, I'm not really familiar with using canvas that much, so I don't really know if this is a problem. The fact that the frame is kind of causing the canvas to go down here, and it's up on the other sides. So I'm not sure if that's a problem or not, but I think it'll be fine. When I cover it up with the lace, it won't be noticeable at all. So that's my plan today, is to paint some lace. So I think the first step is just to cut the lace to be big enough for this. To cut the lace so that it's a smaller, more manageable piece. Trying to decide whether or not I need to choose a particular section or not. I think it all looks pretty no matter what. I need this to be long enough that I can tuck it under. So I can't use this edging here. And I figure I can just choose one side, either this side or that side, just to keep as much of the lace intact as possible. I think this looks pretty good. So I'm just going to take my good scissors and just cut off some of the sections here, some of the excess. And I think you can see this part here, I guess. I'm going to lose a lot of this pretty lace here. I think it'll be okay. It's a little scary cutting up this because it's so pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and cut up this whole row, I guess. Don't worry, there's plenty of lace left over for prettifying my blocks that I want to show you. And now I have a smaller piece of lace here that I can use. Make sure it's straight here. That I can paint. I think I was planning, yeah, I think. And so I think I'm just going to pick one side or the other so that I can save as much of the lace as possible for other projects. And I can just staple this stuff to the back. That would mean that I can cut up the leftovers here. This is just a little bit longer than I need. Yeah, I can see what it looks like before with a different color. Okay. It's just so pretty. Can't believe I cut that up. Okay, it looks pretty similar on both sides actually now that I look at it. So I don't think it's going to matter which side I use, but I'll just pick one side. I'll just pick this side. And that'll be it. I can cut. I think I could cut more here on this side just to be able to use this part up for something else, to use it for something else. I don't want to use it up for something else, I just want to use it. Okay. Probably I should cut off this edging. Maybe I should have saved some of this fabric for, darn. I should have cut up a little bit more so I could save some more of this edging for something, but I guess that's, you know what, I'm going to cut this with the rotary cutter since we have it, to make sure that I have like a straight line. Kind of hard to know if you have a straight fold or not, but I think it's going to matter in the end. This is really tiny. I'm not really sure I'll be able to use it for anything since it is so small. There's not a lot of room for seam allowance, but I think for hand stitching I should be able to do something with it. Okay. Not sure if I need to cut it. I'm not sure if I really need to cut it anymore, but I think probably what I'd like to do is to just turn it into a proper rectangle so that it's straight. So this one is as close as I can get, and hopefully this won't be trimming too much away. And then this side. I think it's just going to give me a neater look if I have it into a proper rectangle. So now I have a nice rectangle. Let me put this back on here, and then hopefully I didn't cut too much. No. I think this will be good. In this way I can just take this back here and then staple the lace onto the backing here. And here. It looks like it's the perfect size for this project. So let me grab my staple gun and see what I can do with this. So before, when we're looking at it on the gray, I kind of like the fact that you can see the lace better when it has a background, like a darker background, and I'm wondering if I should paint this first before I paint this on top. And that way you'll always be able to see the lace, even though I am going to paint the lace. And this might help the lace stand out a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to paint the background. Okay, now I have this tissue paper, very noisy tissue paper that I'm using to cover up my table so that it can keep my table and my cutting mat clean. So I have a leftover plate from Thanksgiving. I have these paints that I just found in my drawer. These I'm sure are from a clearance sale, either from Joann's or Michael's or someplace like that. I also have Mod Podge, which is what that artist used to put the lace onto the canvas. So what I thought I could do is just go ahead and put the Mod Podge down on a plate, maybe color it with something, maybe color it with a little bit of color, and then use that as the mixture that I'm using as the glue to put the lace onto the canvas. So let's get started here. Let's put some Mod Podge onto the plate. I don't think I need very much. Oop. I already got Mod Podge on my paper. And then just a little bit of the blue. I'm trying to think. I think I'd like to have like shades of color. So rather than just have a solid color in the back, I like to have some other shades. Like that's why I grabbed this white, because I think if I just have them both the colors from time to time, then I think it'll be better to have, instead of having one solid background, to have a little bit of a blending in of sorts. No idea what I'm doing, but we'll pretend that we do. Okay, I'm going to pick up the lace, move it out of the way, and just use this. Make sure I don't put tape. Make sure I don't put glue on my canvas bottom. So you're not going to be able to see all of the canvas from where I am, for where you are now. I did think about moving the camera stand up a little bit higher, but the problem with that is then it shows more of the table, which is dirty. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just put some of this paint and glue thing combination onto the canvas. And I'm not sure how quick Mod Podge dries. I don't know how quickly I need to do this. Probably a bigger brush would have been a better idea. It's a pretty blue though. Put on here. This looks like it should be enough. Okay, and I can put the lace on. So I want to try to figure out if I want the flowers to be on the bottom or the top. I guess I want them closer to the bottom, I think. I think this is repositionable for now. About center, I think. Okay. And then I need to put more on top. I think that's what he did though. holding it down is enough, or whether I need to put some more Mod Podge on top. But I think he did put Mod Podge on top, so I'll just put some more of this on top. I think especially on these parts where there's a lot of space where the glue can get in between there, I think this would be a good place to put more. I'm already liking it with all the different shades of colors that are peeking out. I'd like to put some Mod Podge on the edges too. Wonder if I need to wait until it's dry or do it now. Let me try it now and see what happens. Especially since the Mod Podge is already on the plate, I need to use it up anyway. Part left-handed on this other edge. Maybe if I tuck it under, let me get the other side first before I tuck it under. See if it's on this side. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I guess if it turns out any good, then it could be a tutorial, but until then, you know, try this at your own risk. Okay, so this one I think I can tuck under because I already glued both parts. This one I can tuck under. I think it'll help maintain the, if I tuck it under, it'll help keep the glue down. Had to do this last side. It's really nice weather today, so Zoe wanted to stay outside. She doesn't want to come in. Getting glue on the paper, which is scary. Just because I don't want it to glue anything down that's not supposed to be glued down. Okay. I think now I need to wait for this to dry. I'm going to just go ahead and put some more of this glue on the edges. I'm out of the Mod Podge now. My whole plate is empty, so I'll just do this on the top, and if I need more later, I can always just fill it up later. Okay, so now I'll just wait for this to dry. Once I set it back, make sure I tuck everything under properly. Again. Not sure I'm doing the corners correctly here, but every time I do one side correctly, then the other side pops back out again. I think stapling all this down would work better, but that's okay. We'll do that later. Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna let all this dry, and we'll go from there. Looks like it's pretty dry now. I'm just gonna turn it over here. You can see it. And I'm going to just staple down the edges. I'm going to keep track of where the other staples are, so I'm not using the same spot. I have this electric staple gun that I don't remember ever using before. Noisy. Something wrong. It's not going all the way in. Staples aren't going all the way in, but I don't know how to use a staple gun either. So it'll be fine. One's kind of glued on wrong. Okay, it's close enough. Now we are ready to paint. I forget which one's the top. I think I've decided that this part was the top. The secret word of the day is quilt. I don't want it to think that I forgot it while I was painting. Okay, I have the same plate back. I chose some colors here. I want some greens for the leaves. And then I'm thinking pink and pinkish and purplish for the flowers. And I'm going to worry about the background later. So we'll see what we can do with these. Let's do the leaves first. I see here that there's some leaves. Trying to decide whether I want two different colors or the same color, just in different variations. I don't even know if these go together, but we'll see. Do I just kind of want to randomly blend them or have two different leaves? I think I'd rather blend them so that nothing looks all solid. I don't really know what I'm doing, so we'll just pretend that we do. Scary. But it's already kind of messy anyway with the background with these, so it's not as scary, I guess, as it could be. Kind of hard to tell what's a leaf and what isn't a leaf here. I think these are leaves, or they could be flowers. We'll call those leaves. Not a lot of green left here, but figure I'll just go ahead and do whatever. Use up the paint that I can. It's probably not the best idea to add water to this because it's gonna get absorbed by the lace really quickly, but I like having the water because it makes it smooth out more. Makes the paint smoother to push around. I'm just going to let this brush dry and maybe try to do something with the flowers. And even though the flowers are bigger, I think I'm going to use a smaller brush just because it's because that way I'll have more control. I've got a purple center with pink on the outside. Darker pink on the inside edges. that artist used some gesso to cover up the lace before he started painting. I don't happen to have any gesso, so I'm just hoping that this is going to be enough. It probably would have helped though, because it looks like the paint is just getting absorbed by the lace, and the gesso would have helped to keep it farther on top. I think it helps to be more generous with the paint. It a little bit lighter than the purple, I didn't mix that beige paint off much, but I need a little bit more, I think. Just to make it lighter. I like the runniness of this paint better. It just looks very messy. I'm not sure if it's going to be any good, but I guess we'll just keep going until it's done. See what happens. This looks like it's something else. Maybe I'll put this over here too. Balance out the colors a little bit. Over here. Getting a low battery warning again, so we'll have to try finish this flower up and then we'll have to charge up the battery again. Okay, I'm back. It's another day. The phone ran out of battery, so I went ahead and did some more painting, but then I decided I should wait for you guys. So I'm back, and I just need to make some more on this painting. Now that I've done some, I do see that there's some more spaces here that have leaves on it. So I just want to add a lot of green onto this quilt. So I think most of this will be green. And then I'm not sure about this section here. I added some light colors. I just thought it'd be nice to have some softer colors in the background for this painting. This lace absorbs really fast, and so it makes it a little bit difficult to paint. It's not as smooth like butter like it would be if I was painting directly on canvas, but it's still fun. And it's, I think for me, this is a little bit difficult just because I don't know what the original plan was for things. It's hard for me to know what's a flower and what's a leaf, for example. But I guess I could choose that just by choosing the color. I don't think I'll be able to mix that same exact color of green, which kind of makes me worried because these probably should be the same, but I'm fine with that. And I do want a lighter color anyway, like more of the apple green and less of the darker green. So let's add some more green. And I have no idea why I feel like I need to make a color that's a little bit different from the original. This is a big palette, and probably people wouldn't be able to tell that this is something that I didn't make myself. But I think I want more of this color. And I want it to be, let's put it here just to test it out first. And you can see the leaves are going this way, so I do feel like sometimes I need to go in that direction to get the paint properly positioned. It would have helped a lot to have gesso in here. This one I didn't mean to put there, but hoping that when I put the background in, that'll cover up any mistakes that I make. And I'm not good at shading like light and dark, so this one I'm not going to worry about. Don't know what other colors I need. I'm pretty sure I need more green other places. This one probably is a green. And these two. So let's make some more green. Maybe I can use this one instead. Although I think these do make a smell. I don't know if I did anything, but we'll see. Not sure if these are flowers or leaves. I'll make this one a leaf here. And I'm out of the green paint. I've learned to make small batches, although these batches might be too small for a canvas that absorbs so much. I like it with all the pops of green. I think I want maybe some light purple over here in this corner. I finally got the smart idea that I could use white to lighten it up. Leave some of it unmixed just to have some, just light enough. Maybe I'll make this darker one someplace here. And then I can make a lighter one for that section. Oh, that's pretty. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be, but go ahead and make them purple too. And then this section and maybe this one I can make just a little bit lighter. Or a lot lighter. here. Scared me for a minute. I thought I was gonna spill my water. It's kind of weird for all of this to be the same color though. Oh, this could be a leaf. Now some of these other things look more like leaves after I've painted them. I think that one can still be green. That's a green. This, that could be a leaf, but then this, I think that's a leaf. I think I want this to be a pink. Is there anything else purple? No? Okay, I'm gonna make this, what's I gotta make pink? I think everything else can be green, but I'd like to use a pink somewhere else. Over here. Maybe I can make the centers of the flowers pinker. This one just looks weird. Let's make this one a pink. Purple. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much done with this lace painting that I've done. I think I do want to cover up the lacy bits. Just to, you can see all of the lace and it's all white right now. And I think maybe I should just put some more blue on top of it just to paint that too. I really like the way that it's showing through to the back, so I'll have to be careful not to overpaint it, just to have enough just to cover up the top, the lacy parts, and not try to get inside of the canvas itself. Trying to think now. I do like the blue that I was using, even though it's very smelly. Could just use this color, or maybe I could add some white to it to make it a little bit lighter, or that antique white. I'm not going to be able to match exactly what was originally done here because it was spread out just kind of unevenly on purpose. I wanted to make sure that it didn't look like one splotch of color, so I want to avoid getting that to happen. Since I did it right the first time, I don't want to change that for sure. Should I add some white, maybe? I think it's too much attention. I just want it to kind of fade in the background and be backgroundy. This paintbrush. It's not very light. Maybe I will add a little bit of this color. And I can just maybe just do the same thing, just have little splotches of color everywhere. I think that's the problem, is anytime when I do anything, I don't want to mess up what I've already done by putting this in here. But I guess we'll have to do something. Let's see what happens. I think it looks pretty good. The fact that it's not going deep into the other colors kind of helps keep it, accentuates the lace maybe without messing up the background. Hopefully it's a good thing. It also helps me clear up some mistakes or sharpen up some of the edges here. Probably should use a smaller paintbrush in the little sections. Keep painting over the purple spots. I should be doing the tip of these flowers. I've seen so many people paint the backgrounds last, and I never know how they actually do it because I always either get the white spots or I wind up getting the background onto the focal point. Because I just have to go slower and be more careful. I'm just doing some quality control to see if there's any places that I missed or anything that needs some extra attention. Kind of feel like I should go back and redo some of the spots, but I think if I do that, then I'll just keep going back and forth, fixing things and putting stuff in the wrong place, and then I'll end up having to come back. So if I try to do the edges of these pinks, I'll probably go over, and then I'll have to redo the background and go on and so forth. Plus, it'll be really hard to get the good match for the colors. Well, now what do we do? Feels like it needs something. Something maybe yellow or just little pops of yellow or something. Okay, so I think for now this lace painting is finished. And I'll let it dry out and then we can admire it later. I might add some little pops of color in here, but I'll have to figure out what that is and where it should go if that's the case. Here's the final product. My lace painting. The lighting is awful in this room, but hopefully you'll be able to see most of it. This was a really fun painting to make, and it just gave me a little break from doing the quilting. We're gifting handmade gifts this year, so I made this as a gift. Hopefully the person who receives it will enjoy it. I hope that you enjoyed watching this lace painting come to life. You can put it in many different ways. We can have it go up and down. I'm not really sure which way is the top or the bottom. This one looks pretty good, I think. This one also looks pretty good this way. And I hope that you get a chance to do something creative today. To enter in the drawing, just leave a comment to let me know what you worked on in your 15 minutes of creativity today. For the second entry, just use the secret word for the day. 2 winners will win a copy of the Quilt Journal, so they can document the story of their favorite quilt. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support and hope to see you again tomorrow.